What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, The Delicious Goodness, and today we are doing something that I have never done before, but it's a reaction / deep dive into the Hogwarts Legacy 14-minute gameplay trailer. Well, really, it's 22 minutes because I want to watch the other stuff because they release a lot of cool concept art that I want to go over too. But anyways, my name is Mike. This is The Delicious Goodness. Let's get into this. Without further ado, I wanted to do this yesterday, but I didn't end up having enough time to do this, so I guess today we'll have to do it. But welcome, everybody. Let's do the reaction first, without anything else said about anything. Here we go, y'all. Make sure it's working. It's working. All right, we're good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bam. Okay. Audio's good? Okay. Wow. Ooh. Oh, my gosh. Make sure the quality's up. Yep, okay. Avalanche. Thank you, Avalanche and Portkey Games. I can't wait. I'm sorry, I'm freaking out already. Listen, it's not me. Okay. Lumos. I like the shoes and the socks. What is he doing? Oh, there it is. All right, I'm gonna do a frame-by-frame dissection after we watch this, so just watch.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Ooh, an armored ogre? Like a dragon, okay. Is that a grappler? Is that what those are? They look like... Looks a little different from like the movie, but I think that's what it is. Hogwarts Legacy, Sliverance in the house. What's up, dude? Right on time. Look at Hogwarts.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
Thank you very much.
You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world.
Okay, we got
You'll
hidden
need
magic.
to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind.
Is that an
as you
evil
may be
goblin?
the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding
It looks
world.
great. Look at the castle.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to
Okay,
be.
we got character customization. Yep. They had alluded to that
When you
earlier
arrive at
in some
Hogwarts,
interviews.
you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Okay, you'll be
Gryffindor,
sorted?
Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After
Oh,
you settle into your
common rooms.
dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room.
Shut
you will
up!
then need to
Shut
attend
up!
classes, and you do have
Go to
some catching
Hufflepuff.
up to do,
Look at
as
that.
you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So
that
you are
armor
the
move?
new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against
Charms?
the Dark Arts,
Yeah.
Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
So there's gonna be more than just those? Okay.
Ah, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a
Charms. Okay,
crucial
so the
year
Charms class
in your
has all the
education
spells on
on
the
the
wall
art
there.
of charm work.
That's
But
kinda cool.
I am
Not all
confident
the spells, but you know.
that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time
Here
for
we
a
go.
proper Hogwarts welcome.
Probably gonna get it for Switch? Okay. Nice.
You may begin.
Dude, this is awesome. I love that they take a lot of what we've seen
Not
from the
bad
movies, but
for a
with their own
beginner.
flair. Who's this kid?
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more.
Whoa.
In between classes, you'll be able to explore the
Look at it!
castle famous
Sorry.
for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries.
I'm trying to look at everything.
You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever
Oh.
mind to solve.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
You may even find yourself in iconic locations
Are those the
you've never been
kitchens?
able to explore before.
Never seen the kitchens. It's right here. Oh, is that the prefect's bathroom?
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be.
Sorry.
However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun.
Nearly headless
Once the pageant
me.
lets me join the headless hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years
Well, it's
at
not
your
going to be
own speed.
Hagrid's hut in the background, but the gamekeeper's hut. Quidditch. Devil snare. Okay.
Opportunities for
Chamber of
adventure
Secrets.
abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
There's that goblin we've
Opinions
seen.
differ as to how great
already.
a threat he really is.
This is a brand new game, Slytherin. Brand new
Hogwarts
open
loyalists
world
are capable
Harry
of so
Potter.
much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era
be
is
awesome.
fraught with dangers.
Here's the-
creatures corrupted by a magical
combat.
force,
Oh, it looks good.
powerful goblins,
Look at those
and
goblins
sinister
go.
witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve
Look
their
at the
own goals.
dueling.
In fact, there's an uneasy alliance
cool.
between the goblins and dark
What was
wizards.
that?
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Whoa! Dude, I can't. That just looks sick. And this music is awesome. I think this music's in the game. Come on! Oh, it's a
Enemies
troll!
possess unique defensive and offensive abilities,
Oh!
including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
Oh.
While some may attack
Enchanted
directly,
weaponry?
others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and
Whoa.
direct weapon
Oh, and you can
strikes.
dodge roll. Whoa!
Counterattack with powerful stunning
Okay.
charms, allowing
The
you to
dueling's
follow
gonna be
up with
so much fun.
extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many
those
ways to
Inferi?
exploit their enemy's weakness.
Like zombie creatures. They're called Inferi in the Harry Potter universe. Whoa! Whoa! He took the dude's sword and stabbed him with it using a spell. That's sick.
Slam with Descendo.
You can like pull
Roast
people
with
towards you,
Incendio.
roast them.
Devastate your enemies using various finishes.
Oh!
You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Whoa!
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will
Love
let
that.
you define your
It
combat
looks so
style.
good like this. Woo!
On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Yeah.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells,
Come on.
you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills
I'm gonna go
to
through
aid
it
your progression
frame
as a
by
wizard.
frame later, so we're gonna
Complete
see.
challenges throughout the world to earn experience.
Okay.
Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells,
Invisibility.
plants, and potions to
There's
increase
gonna be,
their
like,
power.
stealth. You can
Decide
stealth
which
it.
talents best fit
That's
your
gonna be sick.
playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite
Just yank
types
them.
of magic.
You can
You
loot
can
him when he's
also
in the...
loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear
Ooh.
that will increase your offensive and defensive
You just go out and
capabilities in
collect
combat.
stuff. Yeah. Just like any
Gear
open
can be
world,
upgraded
Skyrim
and specialized to allow
Witcher,
for
stuff
greater
like that.
abilities for your chosen
plants.
playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when
Okay.
crushing your ingredients.
Upgrade yourself to suit your playstyle. Yep. Potions, herbology, and beasts. Dude, I love the beasts and plants of this universe. They're
Spells
so
are not
cool.
the only tools at your disposal in combat.
Yeah.
As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can
What?
increase your power when you need a
He
boost.
just turned himself to stone with a potion. Is that just like you're just
Grow and deploy
indestructible
magical
for him?
plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
Oh, you can get those plants to attack with you?
You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies.
What?
In Beast
Niffler.
class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school
Grapple
and
ones?
as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of
look
you
at the
how
world.
to maneuver on a broomstick
You
safely.
can just fly around the world on a broomstick.
Learning and mastering broom flight
Get
is
out.
highly recommended.
I'm done.
So that you
That-
may travel around
I mean,
the
it's
world
already
more
day
quickly.
one. I'm there. Day one purchase.
herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Okay, we're seeing some NPCs.
Some abilities
interact.
may be taught to you by students who become your friends.
So you can have companions.
As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
Ooh, cool.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
Oh, nice.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart
Poppy
and loves
Sweeting.
magical beasts,
Look at
connecting
the
with them more
birds.
easily than with
What are
humans.
those whoopers?
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
That Pete?
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow,
Fashion
a
swallow.
charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Wigglefigs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
The pictures are moving. Yes.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
It's cross. Well, it's gonna be. It's coming out for like every system.
One of the
Look
most
around.
remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
But I don't know if they have an online feature.
You're
at all.
introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need
So-
and then
oh.
provides it for you.
So the room of requirement's gonna act like your level up room.
Since you
and
need to
can
catch up to your
grow
peers,
things in there?
the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
Ooh.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
Vivariums?
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality
What?
and magical specialties.
Did you see how he placed that house? That was sick. Ooh, look at this. Is that a cat, or they have a different name in this universe? Is it like a magical cat? I can't remember.
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts.
Hogsmeade?
You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops
This
and vendors
world
can
is gonna
provide you
be
with the
just
supplies you require.
Thick. It's gonna be thick with stuff.
From potion
Dope.
ingredients and recipes, to
Yep.
seeds for magical plants,
Stores.
to all
Okay,
sorts of gear.
clothing stores. Oh my gosh.
But Hogsmeade
Wait, what
also
was
has
that
its
hat?
dangerous side. A band of dark witches and
This guy
wizards,
again.
emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts.
The
You
dueling.
must avoid them or defeat them.
Avoid them or defeat them.
As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding
I love the way
Hogwarts is
Hogwarts
alive
looks.
with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and
Ooh.
climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine,
different
or
seasons.
coat the ground
It
with
makes
snow
sense.
or rain.
Because if you're living out
Unique wizarding hamlets
school
pepper
years
the
before you
countryside,
progress.
each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts.
So there's gonna be puzzles around and stuff. It's gonna be
Magical
great.
beasts roam the lands outside the
what are
castle
those
walls.
things?
Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of
Mooncalf.
creatures and their
I
traps.
love those.
If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement.
Wait, wow.
But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards.
Dungeons and vaults.
Be
Dungeons.
careful
and
when you
vaults.
choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
What? I'm using the dirty spells. The dirty spells.
Master spells,
The unforgivable
befriend
curses.
new allies, Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Take my money! Take it! I don't have my wallet. Where is it? Is it? I don't know where. My wallet's buried in the somewhere. I don't know.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
I mean...
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Where's the video at? Okay. 7 minutes to go here.
The attention to detail
It'll go quicker
and
when
the
we do the
passion
dissection
and
because
the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
I just want to hear what they have to say.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
I like hearing that. I mean, it's not going to be the end-all be-all of all games, but it's going to be great.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
I love that location, wherever that was. Oh my gosh. See, this, I want to stop at all these and see what's going on.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
I think
bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, walk around it.
Yeah.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait, was that the full map?
We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual.
Yeah.
So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own.
Never seen it back here.
Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least.
The ancient magic.
Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic.
Harry did it in the movies with the
Avatar,
love when
the
he
player,
turned the dude to stone and
has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times.
That's awesome.
Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that. And then beyond, we would go into the films.
See, that's great. They took a lot of visual cues from the films, but they kept
being
the
able
flair,
to put our own, spin on what this universe
they put their own
is.
spin on what was already there, which is what you need to do,
helped
honestly.
Design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room.
Yeah.
You know, as a Hufflepuff,
we've
you
never
always wonder,
seen
like,
that.
what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names. They'll recognize spells. They'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life.
Look at the school.
That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
Ah, that makes me excited.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Adding
that
a
must have been
world
hard.
That is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
I can't wait to do that. Just run around Hogwarts for the rest of my life. Listen,
we're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
I love the music so much. Okay. Holy crap.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy.
I did. You don't even
know. Our team is so
I'm gonna watch it
grateful
18
for
more
the
times. I'm not even joking.
And for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
I'll see you there, buddy boy.
That's our show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come. See you next time.
Yes, it is a single-player game. And honestly, Sliveramp, if you want to get into this, the easiest way is to just watch the movies. You know, the movies are like 2 hours a piece, something like that. So, I mean, if you watch a movie a week, you'll watch them all way before this comes out even. And that's all you really need to know. And then watch the Fantastic Beasts films. And you're right in the lore. I mean, if you want to read the books, I would definitely recommend it because they're so good. But, all right. So, now that we've watched the trailer, we're going to go back. Here we go. We're going to go back. And I'm going to keep pausing it. Oh, come on. Don't do this. There we go. And then I'm going to keep pausing it on certain scenes and see what we can see and see what I can tell you. And because I know some Harry Potter stuff. I'm not a diehard fan, a hardcore like, I've read every single piece of lore, everything 87 times. No. I've watched the movies hundreds of times. All of them, even the Fantastic Beasts. I can't wait for the next one. I've read half the books. Now, I know that probably pisses a lot of people off. It's like, you haven't even read all the books? No, and the reason is because when I started reading the books, I got to book 4, and then the movies started coming out.
Lumos.
And then I read 1 through 4, and then I read the later ones. Because the movies started coming out, and I watched those first. Anyways, I fell in love with the movies so much. And I've always been more of a visual guy.
What?
All right, hang on, let's go back. All right, we start out with this main character. These are Gryffindor robes, clearly there. When I need to see, when I want to show you guys exactly what's going on, I'll flip it to this, so you can see the whole screen, and I can point out things like this, and that way my face isn't distracting or whatever you want to see. So we'll go back to this, but he's obviously using the spell Lumos for like the flashlight end of his wand. He's out exploring. There's Hogwarts. There's some better views of the school. So I'll wait.
What do you think you're doing here?
All right, so if you go back.
What?
All right, so that looks like the girl It could be the girl that was the Hufflepuff girl that was supposed to be good with magical beasts that they said in the trailer. That companion, or it could be somebody else. I don't know. Looks like a Hufflepuff, but we'll find out. But
do you think you're doing here,
surrounded by the
humans?
centaurs? We got presumably in Hogsmeade. This must be part of a mission, clearly, or maybe not. Maybe it's a random world event. But then you got this ogre that has the red eyes, like some of the creatures that have been like corrupted. So you got this ogre with the red eyes. Dragon. Yeah, you got a Grafhorn here. I'm not going to pause it too much yet because it gets real juicy later on. All right. This is the first big scope view of Hogwarts. Now, we don't see everything. The Quidditch pitch is off to the side. Let me switch to this. All right. So we got, oh my gosh. So this is what this version of Hogwarts looks like. Obviously, they took a lot of inspiration from the films, like the location of the owlry and, you know, the big, thick spire with a secondary one coming out. But they added a whole bunch of more intricate details. And that's what it is. Like, I hear some people getting mad. It's like, they changed. Why couldn't they leave Hogwarts the way it was in the movie? Well, like I said, they had to put their own spin on it. And the fact that you can walk around like every corner and look at every brick of the castle, they had to make it more intricate. They had to figure out every detail, every window. There's more spires. There's more windows. I mean, it just looks a lot more elegant and more kind of gothic in a way. And I love that. I mean, I think the castle looks great from this angle, at least. And then you got that cool courtyard with the fountain. There's obviously some, these are the, like the greenhouses here where you're going to do herbology, you know. Oh my gosh, the owlry's up there. This big gated area, it's awesome. I wonder where the Quidditch is. It's either off to the right or it could be off to the left or behind. I can't, it's hard to tell, but let's keep going.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
I cannot wait to just explore this. Look at this cool little spire at the top right here where my mouse is. That is so cool. And of course, this is kind of an iconic little window. We've seen a version of that in the movies as well. I can't remember if like that specific glass formation is in the books like that, but it could be. And this spire over here is really ornate. It's really cool. I wonder what you do right up there, because that's like a big rooftop terrace area right there. Anyways, I can't get over how good it looks. It's insane.
You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world.
So
you'll need to uncover what's behind.
So this is the same space. Like, what is this? Are these like portals? What are we standing on here? Is this down where like in the first movie where Harry Potter fought Voldemort? Is this where that is? I don't know.
Find the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy.
Okay, here's our first look at one of the villains of the game. This bad goblin guy.
We saw him a few times. As you may be the one that decides the fate of.
All right, here's another view real quick of this is a courtyard. We've seen this courtyard in the movies, so I'm glad they kept that same similar look. But again, they've added more of these spires. It's a little bit more ornate. So much detail. It's great. I love it. I love that they kept a lot of the movie locales very, very similar and then changed up what needed to be changed. It's great.
The entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
All right, hang on. Let's go back here. Maybe it's like a test room. It could be. I'm moving real quick, so I can't remember exactly what you're referencing, Sliverant. But, I mean, obviously, this is the Great Hall. the gathering hall, whatever you want to call it. This is where everyone gets sorted, and this is where the professors sit at the head, and then all the students in their separate houses. Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin. I can't wait. I wonder how they're going to do the sorting. I've heard people say it should just let you choose, or if it's actually going to sort you based on choices you make, or if it is just random. Who knows? I'd be okay with either letting you choose, but I'd also want to be tested because sometimes I don't know what house I want to be. I want you to tell me what house I'm supposed to be in, but that's just me. The room with the different little magic window looking things. Oh, yeah. It could be. It could be.
And begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard.
All right, so obviously there's some
you want
customization. And this isn't revealing all of it. It's just telling us that there is customization. I heard a lot of people complaining it's so limited, but it's not. I think it's just a tease. It's just showing very briefly, there is customization, and that part of the game might not even be finished, the layout or anything.
Private Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
Okay. The common rooms. Let me put it back. Okay. So here we got the Ravenclaw common room, and this is gorgeous. Like, I love the different looks. Like, this is more like ornate and elegant. I've said that about the castle, but this seems like it's a cleaner, more ornate, neater common room. Like they have a bust of a man over here. A bust just means a statue of like upper torso and head, whatever. But this is gorgeous. And that's obviously a fireplace back there. These students are looking at something next to this telescope. I love it. Let's continue.
Do you settle into your dormitory? You will meet up with your house.
The Slytherin common room. I love it. I love these high pillars, the dark greens. Obviously, Slytherin is green. And then they have a fireplace, a big fireplace over there. I love how, they're just so grand. They're so big and there's so much room and they're so open. I love it that they're just really embracing the larger than life castle. It's so great. And I like, maybe this is intentional this way or not, but these windows in the back, the panes almost look like snake scales to me. I wonder if that's intentional. It probably was, because they said themselves that they were really focused on the details.
Mates in the common room. You will then...
All right, and here we have the Gryffindor common room. Looks fantastic. And to be honest, this is probably an unpopular opinion. I don't know what the consensus is. But to me, this looks better than the movie version of the Gryffindor common room. And I love the movies. Like I said, I've watched them hundreds of times. I can't get enough. But this looks so much bigger. There's so many more chairs and couches and things and pictures. And look at what's on the walls. It's just so grand. It just looks massive. And there's knight armor over there. I'm pretty sure we see that move later. But we'll keep going.
Need to attend
Obviously,
classes,
you get your red and
you
orange.
do have some catching.
Now, this is where it's really neat because we've never seen this in the movies. We've never seen the Ravenclaw one either, I don't believe, in the movies. But they had to make this from the ground up just by what was described as in the book, which would be really tough because, again, you're not just seeing different angles of the room like in a movie. You actually get to explore every inch of it if you want. And I love this. It almost looks like an extra, extra, extra large hobbit hole, but for giants. I don't know what that means, but it kind of looks like that. All right, so let's keep going.
Up to do as you were starting.
There was a student working on his magic in the last room, but here we go. Here's a conversation that the main character is having with a red-haired chap. Could be a Weasley, could be young Dumbledore. Some people are saying young Dumbledore is going to be in this. We'll have to wait and see, but I believe young Dumbledore was a redhead. I don't know that for sure. I can't remember, but there is that knight, and we did just see him move. So I wonder if you'll be able to talk to these knight's armor. That would be cool. There's the cage here. I wonder if you can put like a whooper or some sort of different creature in there. Cool painting of witches flying in the night sky. Love it.
Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
All right. Let me rewind.
You were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the...
Okay. So this is inside that charms class, and I just wanted to bring attention to some of the spells on the wall. You've got Lumos, and then Nox. You know, Lumos is to light your wand like a flashlight or a lantern, and Nox is to put it out. You got your Petrificus Totalis, paralyzing spell. Colloportus. I don't know what that one. There's Rictus Sempra, which is a dueling spell. I can't remember exactly what it does. Lacarnum Inflammare, set things on fire. And Alohomora, unlock things. I mean, obviously, if you're fans, you know what they all do. But I like all the details. Oh, gosh.
You'll begin your studies attending
herbology,
charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes.
I mean, I love this greenhouse area. That's obviously in the greenhouses. So who is this? People are speculating that this is a Weasley, ancestor that was a professor in herbology. Could be, or it could just be a random person. I don't know. Not every redhead needs to be a Weasley, but I mean, either way would be cool.
Oh, class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome.
There's a little Da Vinci style painting here of an ogre, which I think is really cool. I love that. It's like the Vitruvian ogre, right? Or it's a regular-sized hobbit hole, and you just shrink yourself down. I mean, that's another way to look at it, Sliverant. But obviously, this is going to be our charms professor. We see him sitting at the head table during the Great Hall scene. I love
Year
it.
5 of Chant.
He must
now, this will be a
maybe
crucial
the head
year
of
in your
Ravenclaw,
education on the art of charm
he's
work.
wearing all
but
blue.
I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice.
All right, just a little nitpick here, but these background students, their faces obviously don't look the best. That's okay. It's still like a work in progress, but they're also just background characters in a scene. I'm sure they'll be further polished, but just something that I noticed. Like her hair is not good and their expressions seem a little strange, but, well,
Is by dueling.
Work
We'll
in
start
progress.
with you two.
Time for a
It's not
proper
ruining my
Hogwarts welcome.
excitement. There's that kid Sebastian. And then, as you can see, the
You may
dueling
begin.
table has the same patterns on it as the Ravenclaw Chamber of Secrets, which is a great nod.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one
Could have been described that way in the books as well, but I don't remember.
of the most
I haven't read the
challenging.
books in the longest time, but I have seen the movies very recently. I love them.
And hazardous subjects taught
Okay,
at
we've
this
got
school.
this guy.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells,
He might be the head of
grow
Slytherin. He's
magical
wearing a green
plants,
tie. Who knows?
brew potions, and more.
Potions
In
classes.
between classes.
Okay, here we go. Now, let me change this over real quick again. So this, we get a better view of the grounds a little bit and a closer view of the castle. I mean, just look at how many little intricate windows and divots, and the design of the castle is great. And I love these areas up here where my mouse is. Like, presumably you can go up there and just hang out and look out on these terraces here. I freaking love that. Obviously, the owlry is up here where you send your mail. There's a little door in what looks to be ruins, or this another part of a castle. I don't know. But this great little outdoor area with this fountain is so pretty. I love it. Anyways, not much else to look at out here that I can notice that's easy to see, but everything looks great to me.
Let's
keep it going.
You'll be able to explore the castle famous for its...
All right, so these look like Quidditch robes, maybe. These two students here, I don't know, because they're not the black with the inlaid color like the regular students wear, but...
Secrets.
All right, we've got an interior hallway area of the castle, it looks like. There's a little couch bottom right there. And let me change it over again. And there is a fossil down here too of a creature, which I really like. It's hard to see on this screen because I wanted to kind of cut out all the little tool stuff that comes up when you pause it. Anyways, whatever it's called. But yeah, really neat. Really neat. There's a better view of the fossil down there at the bottom. But yeah, looks good.
Enchantments and mysteries.
This looks like the hallway leading up to Gryffindor. There's nothing that you really need to zoom in on, but everyone's wearing Gryffindor robes. All these girl students here. And then this is the painting that you would go through to get to the common room, I believe. The fat lady that you have to say the password. What's the password? It's like, oh, I can't remember from the movies. Oh my gosh. I know that McGonagall uses sherbet lemon to get through to Dumbledore's, but it's I can't remember what they used in like the third one but anyways, let's keep moving.
You'll discover dungeons.
Oh. So this is a dungeon. And so they're showing this, describing the castle. So presumably this is a dungeon underneath the castle. Perhaps. That would be really cool. And there's going to be secret passageways, which is always amazing. Anything with secret passageways, I love. I want to build a house that has secret passageways.
And secret passageways.
Yes. Accio. Little use of the spell Accio. That is a fetch spell. It brings things towards you, but it's cool how they're implementing that here.
As well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
So this is really clever right here. You pulled the lever above the painting using Accio, and then those things turn into stairs, and the painting literally zooms in on the door that was in the background of the painting. And then that door opens, as you can see, and it looks to be a chest on the inside. So this is just one of the many like secret little challenges around the castle that you can find. And this honestly looks like the room where Tom Riddle captured Hagrid in the dream sequence in Harry Potter 2, where Hagrid kept Aragog, the giant spider. But anyways, moving on.
You may even find
the kitchens. Listen. Thank you, VHS MDC. No, they haven't mentioned anything to do with multiplayer. That might be some content they implement, but it is definitely a single-player game, single-player adventure. It seems to be.
Yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to.
The kitchens look great in the house elves. We've never got to see these actually put to like screen at all. So this is
before.
At least not to this extent. Prefect bathroom. That's great. I love the look they did with this. It's so cool. And then there's the mermaid stained glass. Obviously, that's iconic in there. How deep is it? It looks kind of deep. And I don't know. The water looks a little pee-pee. I don't, maybe not. Maybe it's just the soaps and stuff.
It's the late 1800s. So while the common rooms and closets.
What is this, Transfiguration or something? I don't know. Interesting, all the glass.
May be familiar.
Another view of the Slytherin common room here. You're not familiar? Okay. It was multiplayer, so my buddy could play it with his kids. Ah, I see. Well, I mean, from what I'm seeing, this game would be just as fun to watch for the kids. I don't know. But, you know, my niece and nephews love to watch me play stuff like this. Even though, like, you know. Anyways, but yeah, here's another view of the Slytherin common room. Yeah, single player game. The common rooms. So, just briefly, Slytherin. There's 4 houses in the game. Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. And each house has their own common room and dormitories for that house. So when you attend the school, you get sorted into one of the houses, and like that's where you go live with that section of students that get sorted into that house. And each house has its own common room for their students and so on and so forth. So this is the house Slytherin's common room, and it looks great. I mean, they're so big, and like I love that the look, because the Slytherins is supposed to be like down near the dungeons, so you see like the hard rock ceiling, like looks good, looks quite good actually.
Of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Nearly Headless Nick, right there. We've seen him in the movies.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know.
Okay, so as the person's gonna say, you'll come to know some of these ghosts in the classrooms too, which would be cool. So maybe some of the classrooms will be partially taught by a couple ghosts. That'll be awesome. And I like that they allude to Merlin in the windows there, because Merlin is a thing in this universe. Like Merlin started magic or whatever, and I don't know if Merlin started it, but he was one of the like founding, magic users, whatever. But they also say that Merlin attended Hogwarts, so that makes me think that there was magic long before Merlin as well. I don't know. It's crazy world, but I love it.
Know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special
Forrester,
curriculum.
Team Slytherin.
One's designed to help you catch up.
Okay, hold up right now. This is a good scene right here. Let me change it over. Okay, so you can see we're with the Charms professor here. Merlin, was Merlin in Slytherin? I don't know. Anyways. We've got the Charms professor, what looks like the Charms professor right here, and we're outside and we're playing a little mini game. And they say, the narrator says, these are designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years quicker by playing these games or whatever and doing these things. But you can see the gamekeeper's hut in the background. That's what it looks to be. And it looks great. It definitely has a similar look to like Hagrid's hut in the movies, which is cool. But it's got its own flair. Looks good. And these little games look like they'll be fun. You got a little like statue over here on the left, if you look where the mouse is. I wonder what those will do, because there was also one of these inside the castle that looked approachable in the greenhouse area. So we'll have to wait and see what those do. But I like there's a group of students kind of sitting and chatting over there. Looks good.
With the other
Keep
fifth
going.
years at your own speed.
Okay, here we go. This is important, I think. So, you don't really need to look at too much in the detail in this picture, but this looks to be a Ravenclaw Quidditch player. A lot of people are worried that Quidditch isn't in the game, and it may not be. You may just have a mission that kind of takes you into Quidditch and does a brief thing just to kind of say, all right, there you go, there's some Quidditch. But I don't know if there'll be actual tournaments or teams or a crazy amount of gameplay for Quidditch. We'll wait and see. And if it's not in here, that might be a good DLC to have, honestly. If they just are like, here's a DLC where you can literally enter Quidditch for your house and play in all sorts of tournaments, all sorts of things, that could be, if it's not already in the game. But as you can see, there's the Quidditch Stadium for Hogwarts, or Quidditch pitch, whatever you want to say. And that looks to be a Ravenclaw Quidditch player. She's got the goggles around her neck. She's got a crazy looking like twisted broom. She's wearing what looks like shin guards. So yeah, this is definitely a Quidditch player. And I mean, there's the Quidditch Stadium. So you can at least go there and explore it probably, because it's open world. So I don't know, but just put Quidditch in the game. I want it. Anyways, all right. Are all Slytherins people kind of jerkish like the kid in the movies, or was that just his bad attitude? Well, Slytherins are known to be sort of evil and, they have that sort of personality trait, but not all of them are just terrible, awful people. There are some normal Slytherins that get sorted there as well. But, yeah, they are definitely represented by the evil and jerkish people in, like, the movies and the books. But, yeah, there are just normal Slytherin people as well that just get sorted there anyways. So, yeah, the standouts are like the jerky ones. Anyways, let's keep going.
Lumos,
All right. So we're going through a dungeon. This might be below the castle because we got a similar looking statue to the pawns in the chess game of the first movie, which I didn't notice before. And then obviously that looks like Devil's Snare because Devil's Snare hates what? Sunlight. That's right. So you can see it like going away as he takes the light through there, which is cool. Okay. Is this meant to be the Chamber of Secrets? A very similar large bearded statue man, like in the second movie. Obviously, it's got a different look. If this is the chamber, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But if it is, it looks great. I mean, it looks like there's some green inlay in the walls because obviously the chamber was made by Salazar Slytherin or whatever. So there you go there. Let's keep going.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities...
Okay, hang on.
For adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts.
So you got some cave areas with some weird looking lanterns, or maybe those are creatures, those two things there. I don't know, but...
The magical abilities you learn to master...
Wait a minute, there was something right there.
Surrounding Hogwarts. The magical ability...
What's that at the top there? Hang on. What is that? I can't tell what that is. Right up here. Some sort of like ruins or something. I don't know what that is, but I didn't see it before. So it's pointing to whatever this is leading to. It almost looks kind of like a crown. I don't know. It's too far away. But let's keep going.
You learn to
okay, we've got a tree, like a tree cave area with some birds around. Are these whoopers? Because whoopers are a whole bunch of different colors like that.
Will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig.
Professor Fig? Is this the headmaster? You go on a lot of adventures with him, similar to like Harry Potter and Dumbledore.
Try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
They're talking about the bad
differ as to how great
the bad goblin. There he is right there. Using some crazy magic on us. That's crazy.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than...
Alright, here's like a big dungeon area.
People realize.
And look, like down here, there's what look like goblins that you might be fighting. Looks like a big dungeon area. I love it.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers.
Some of the combat. I love the look of the goblin warriors here. They're so cool looking. We got an evil wizard there in the back. But yeah, not much to look at here. We've got some, maybe this is like a goblin hut or something. I don't know. Are we outside the castle? Who knows? Could be a different area.
Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill.
Look at some of these spells that you're using, like that big exploding spell,
In
like
fact,
that one.
There's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark
Whatever
wizards.
that one was, he like put it, and then at the end of it, two like floating things were floating slowly away. What spell was that? I don't know. It's gonna be awesome to duel and do everything. So here we got this evil goblin.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade.
I love this line.
But all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction.
I love that. The dude's like, this student just took out all your things. So what you talking about? So who's this guy? We've seen him a couple times. I don't think he's the bad guy, but we saw another bad guy in the last trailer with like some crazy like knife things and a crazy mask.
Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
So they're talking about me most likely, and they're probably alluding to how powerful I am with magic, since we're going to have ancient magic powers and stuff. So we're going to have to see where that
Perhaps
goes.
you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
I love those. Look at this. First of all, I love the way that this trailer set up with those like music moments that make you like, ooh, you know? But anyways, here we got like some sort of like cathedral out here on the cliffs that looked like it used to be normal, but all the ground over here just kind of fell away. You know what I mean? Like all this ground fell away over time, so it just got stuck on this sort of spire here. But this looks great. I mean, if this is the kind of flavor we're going to be having, I mean, I'm already sold on the game. I'm just getting more and more excited. And obviously, we're with Professor Fig, or Flip. Was it Fig? I think it was Fig. And yeah, there's us wearing some different clothes. Maybe this is after school is over. I don't know. But looks great. Seagulls. Using the Reparo spell to put everything back the way it used to be. Love that. Looks amazing the way it's going. I mean, it looks great. Come on. Obviously, this is an iconic look and shot that we've seen in the movies before, so obviously they would include stuff like that. Love it.
Enemies.
We've got a location here that looks really cool. Hang on. Yeah, you can see like these weird contraptions out in the water, like boat launches maybe or something like that. And this weird sort of like tunnel entrance. And obviously we've got a troll here.
Possess unique defensive and
that just
offensive
plows
abilities,
right through whatever
blasting
magic
curses,
they were throwing at
stunning
him.
spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
So here is a guy that looks more like the villain that we saw in the first trailer. That's not the villain, but he's wearing like robes and a similar type of skull mask, I think. And then some other enemy types.
While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield.
Love that.
Charm
One of the
allows
guys
you-
used Petrificus Totalis on you, so you got to be watch out for the stun spells in battle, which is cool.
To deflect ranged
I
spells
love the
and
dueling.
direct weapon
And
strikes.
then you're just rolling around. You're in some sort of dungeon or cathedral or something. There's something on the ground over here that it's got to be interactable or something that's kind of glowing. Yep.
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms.
Stunning
allowing
charms.
you
You
to
can
follow
pick
up
up and
with
throw
extended
exploding
spell
barrels at people.
combinations.
Obviously, look, there's if you push R1, you can grab this barrel or box or whatever and throw it back at these people, which is cool. This dude to the right's about to cast what looks like a magic spell. I'm going to say it was built with magic. I need to play this so much, says Fernando. What up, Fernando? Yeah, this looks great, dude. I can't. I've never done a video like this, but this trailer, I had to because of how much I'm excited for it. I need everyone to share in my excitement. So anyways, we can go back to this because you don't need to look at anything super detailed right now.
Extended spell combinations.
There's just a lot of cool, and looks like he just did like a counter where he reflected his flame spell back at him. Like he just did it there again.
Students who become particularly adept at
So these look like
spellcasting will
some
find many
Inferi
ways
here, which are like the undead creatures of this world.
to exploit their enemy's weakness.
And then there's a regular guy off to the left, a regular dark wizard. You got some like knight statues that seemingly come to life and a parry with magic. Yep, Fernando's right. And you got these like statues that have woken up and are attacking you with these awesome looking swords. And there you go. That was your first taste in this trailer of the ancient magic, I believe. And it's like some sort of super speed / teleportation looking spell where you just become, you know, ethereal and just go and just travel real quick. Love it. That was sick. He stole the knight's sword with magic and then he's stabbing him with it. Look at that. Look at these duels. I love just these quick duels.
Slam with Descendo.
Descendo to slam him
Roast
against
with
the ground.
Incendio.
Accio, roast him with
Devastate
Incendio.
your enemies using various finishes.
I love
You
this.
can even use the mysterious, powerful
Just
magic
slamming
that
them.
professors
And there you go. Some more ancient magic.
do not understand to obliterate
And
your
then you can just be Thor with magic. Love it. So and that they alluded that spell right there is ancient magic as well. Just call down a bolt of lightning. It looks great. Is teleportation magic banned in that universe, or am I mistaken? It's not. You have to be like 17 to be able to like. It's called apparating, and you have to be like 17, I think, in order to like start apparating everywhere you want as a person in that world. But yeah, it's not banned. I mean, you can still do it. Yep. Yep, you can still do it because Dumbledore does it with Harry in the movies and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't look very pleasant the way they portray it in the movies, and maybe it's not supposed to be. I kind of forget how it was described in the books. But yeah, you can just teleport, and that's pretty sick. But this looks like something else. It's like you turn blue and you're just traveling a short distance. Whereas apparating is like you're teleporting a fair distance usually. But, I mean, who knows? Like in Harry Potter 7 Part 2 when McGonagall turns life in the statues. Yeah, exactly. That's what it reminded me of as well. To defend the castle in that second movie, McGonagall makes the statues come to life to defend
Mixing and matching
That's
dozens of spells will
definitely what
let you
reminded me of
define
as
your
well.
combat style.
Love the dueling. See
On
more
your
of it.
path to become the
So that looked like a different form of an incendio spell, or maybe that was a different spell altogether where you just sent out like a fire pulse in like a ring. And that was pretty cool. Makes me think of the Misty Step spell from Dungeons and Dragons. That sounds like it would be similar, but I got to tell you, I'm not familiar with that from Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't had too much experience with role-playing in Dungeons and Dragons, which is a shame because it sounds like it's so much fun. I want to get into it, but anyways, let's keep going.
ultimate duelist.
Ooh, you knock down a tree. Environments are somewhat interactable. You just parry that axe attack. You can see a little hint of goblin magic. The professor you saw shot out a little fireball at the end there before the scene changed.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other.
Seeing a new Gryffindor student here with red hair. Some people are saying, that's Dumbledore, but I mean, if you start calling every redhead Dumbledore, who knows, right? So it could be, could not be.
Other pieces in your own time.
I wonder who that professor is. So here we've got, what is that? A demiguise statue here. Holding what looks like a crystal or crystal ball or something. But I love that statue, that little detail. Just turn into a mist and teleport 30 feet away. Yeah, if that's exactly what the kind of thing it looked like, Sliverant, that power. Here we got some sort of a room. We got a jacket on the chair here. This might be somebody's office or part of a common room. I don't know. I don't think it's inside Hagrid's. I say Hagrid's hut because he was the gamekeeper, but it's the gamekeeper's house that we saw a little piece of there. Don't think it's in there because there's a lot more ornate stonework here. But yeah, I love it.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades.
Okay. So, unfortunately,
talents and skills to aid your progression.
Each other to pieces in your own
we
time.
rewind it just a little bit. So this
In
goes
addition
away.
to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep
So you got
set of
character,
upgrades,
inventory,
talents, and skills
collections,
to aid your
challenges,
progression
map,
as a
owl
wizard.
post, quests,
Complete
and
challenges
settings in there.
throughout the world.
So you're gonna have all the usual menus in the pause screen, like a character to upgrade your class, and obviously it said you can upgrade things in the room of requirement. This looks like a
When
little
experienced,
challenge you can find.
Level up your abilities
while
by choosing
exploring.
talents to upgrade your spells.
So this is got to be an invisibility potion because we saw that there was a cauldron of invisibility potion in the room of requirement coming up. But I love that you can use it as like a way to stealth through these parts.
And potions to increase their power.
Just
decide
that
which
looked like
talents
Petrificus
best fit your
Totalis, just
playstyle
paralyze
to
the
allow
dude.
you to focus on your favorite
Just
types of
yanks
magic.
him. I love that.
You can also loot.
You just yanked the dude, brought him towards you, and then you set him on fire. That's just so funny, man. I mean, come on. That's hilarious. It's a little dark. I mean, I'm going to set you on fire. But if they're magicians, they should know how to defend it. Anyways.
Buy or craft your
So
own.
that looks like sort of any game opening a chest. You just open it and then you get whatever's inside, obviously.
Magical gear.
So finding it.
That will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities
Collecting
in combat.
some plants. I don't know what those
Gear
are
can be upgraded
called,
and
but
specialized to allow for greater abilities
this
for
looks
your
like it's in the
chosen
room of
playstyle.
requirement
Strong,
to
even
upgrade your
motion when
stuff.
cutting your ingredients.
Here's some potions class. Get over here. That's exactly right.
Spells.
Horklump juice. I don't know
They're
what
not the only
Horklump is.
tools at your disposal in combat.
But I love we're
As
seeing
you hone your wand skills,
Okay,
you can
so here's
continue
some
to further your
little
magical
potions
education at
collecting
Hogwarts,
in the room of
progressing your
requirements to
development as a
refill your
witch
stuff.
or wizard.
What is this potion? You drink it and you turn to stone. Like, that's sick. Does that make you like invulnerable for 30 seconds or something like that? I don't know, but it's awesome. And maybe you need to like think about like maybe there's some areas where these wizards use flame spells mostly, and you need to prepare for that. Or maybe there's areas where like these wizards all use unforgivable curses that will kill you. So maybe this spell prevents you from just straight up dying because you're technically made of stone now. Who knows? But I like it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Potions that can increase your power when you need a boost.
Increase power potions, anything like that. Love it. The dueling looks
Pros
so
deploy
fire.
magical
I
plants
can't.
to mob the battlefield.
Okay. There's a few things to point out in here. So the guy's about to say you can employ the use of magical plants to fight alongside you or affect your enemies. And I don't know what these are, but they like run around the battlefield or whatever. But then we can see that there is going to be just regular old wildlife in the game. We saw seagulls in that scene with that cathedral out on the ocean. We see a couple of rabbits here. I don't know if these are some sort of magical rabbit. I don't know. But we just see what look to be normal rabbits running around, which is cool because I'm glad there's just going to be like regular animals running around too. That's always nice to have just regular fauna. So anyways.
And keep your enemies at bay.
See, here those plants are in action. This is sick. And there's some sort of like encampment that we're at, as you can see. There's some gate there in the background there. Maybe this is like a goblin encampment or something. I don't know.
You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings. To
I love this.
incapacitate.
In the movies, when you pull up the mandrakes, their cries can make you deaf and knock you out for several hours or even kill you. Like they say the adult mandrakes will kill you if you hear their cries without ear protection. The babies will only knock you out for a few hours, it says. So this looks like it's a baby, mate, you know. But I love that you can use that when you're battling. That's so cool. And as you can see, these dudes are just passing out because
in Beast
we got a Niffler. I cannot wait to learn about all the magic beasts. The Niffler from the movies is just very attracted to like shiny gold and jewels and stuff. And it has like a pouch in the front of it that can hold unlimited jewelry and stuff. In the Fantastic Beasts movies, there's a really cool Niffler in there.
Class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter.
There's
Both
some
at
more
school
grab
and
horns
as
playing
you
with a
explore
ball.
The world surrounding
You
the
can
castle
brush
and
its
its
tummy.
grounds.
The goal of today is to
Here we
remind
go.
all of you.
So as you can see, the open world looks massive. And you can just get on a broom and fly around. And there's all these like ruins. And like there's a small castle over here. Like what's going to be over there? And like there's just so many things out in the distance. A lot of ruins or different castles or encampments.
Over on a broomstick safely.
It sounds like you'll be taking a broomstick class from that line. So
broom flight is highly recommended.
Right down here, you could kind of see what looks like. Let me change it over again for you. Right here, looks like a couple of goblins walking around that you could fight if you were on foot.
So that you may travel around the world more quickly.
Look at the world here. Like, what's that over there? Some sort of house? I don't know. What's over there? I don't know. I can't wait to see. Oh my god.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
So this looks to be in the greenhouses as well, which I love. What's this thing over here above the water? Is some sort of creature? I don't know. But I love this little pond looking thing and this canal, this ornate, intricate canal going down the middle. And then you hear, obviously, these two NPCs. One looks to be Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, or maybe that's Slytherin. The green just looks a little weird at this angle. But it's like, can you do my homework? And then she says, you're despicable. I love that.
Despicable.
So it looks, okay, so that was a butterfly just flying by.
Some ability.
Here's another view of the Gryffindor common room.
Taught to you by students who become your friends.
You can have companions, I guess.
As you
There's
develop
a little
relationships with
dueling
these
hall.
schoolmates, they
Some
can
Hogwarts
accompany
flags. This is a gate out to the beyond. This might be out that, you know, beyond. There was that fountain area surrounded by some walls. This might be out that
you on your journey
that
as
wall
your
gate
companions.
There's another one of these with like a green thing in front of it, a little statue area that looks to be interactable. What is that? Is that like a save spot? I doubt they would do that. I don't know what that would be. We'll
And
see.
over time, you'll learn their stories.
There's really cool, like, little grassy hut in the background. I don't know. And here, right here, here is another face statue with a green flame at the base. So obviously those are going to be everywhere. We've seen them on the grounds, in the castle, way out here in the forest at this hut. So, yeah. What are these? I don't know. I don't know what these are going to be. But let's keep going. Maybe it is a safe spot, or maybe it's a checkpoint, or maybe it's a place where you can heal yourself. Any of them, it could be. I don't know.
This is our chance.
All the characters look like they have a lot of
is a brave
personality.
adventurer driven by
This looks like
Our chance.
this is our chance. Are you trying to like enter the castle at the beginning? This looks like a castle entrance by all the luggage that we've kind of seen before. Like in the Chamber of Secrets, they had to sneak in the castle because they were late to the ceremony because they flew the car here. This could be the same sort of situation where we're late and we're sneaking into the castle because something, I don't know.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the
Natsai
justice she
Onai.
seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a
Poppy
kind
Sweeting.
heart.
I'm going to get along with this girl right here. Poppy Sweeting, because she has a kind heart and loves magical beasts. So that means when we're with her, we can mess around more with magical beasts because I'm obsessed with all the magical creatures. I love them.
And loves
Obviously,
magical
we're-
beasts.
Okay. Look how cute this little bird is. Is this a baby whooper? I don't know. Whoopers can be all kinds of different colors, like orange, yellow, pink. It just a lot of colors. And they're more like owl-looking things. Maybe that grows up to be an owl. I don't know if that's a baby one or not, but I love the look of it.
Connecting with them more easily than with humans.
See there, and there's she is connecting with the beasts.
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules.
All right. So this ghost must be Peeves, which is really cool to see him in there. I love his color scheme there. Maybe it's a lore node, like just gives you some fun knowledge about the world. Hey, that could be too. That's a good point. All of those are possible because they seem to be everywhere. So I'd definitely be interested to see what they are. So this we know is Sebastian, which is a Slytherin. They talked about him earlier with a problematic family.
Section
Yeah.
again.
Is Sebastian Sallow,
Sebastian
a charismatic
Sallow.
Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Hufflefigs cannot reverse
that
a
his
curse.
dad?
with a troubling family secret?
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students.
This looks like a hallway, maybe. I don't know. That doesn't look like a part of a common room, but there's some violins over here
And
playing
more as you
themselves.
explore
Just some students. Yeah, this must just be a hallway because there's some Slytherins. Is that a Gryffindor over there?
common rooms, hallways between classes, and
these hallways look great. There's the changing staircases because the staircases change. Remember?
regular gathering areas.
All the paintings look great. Okay, room of requirement.
Welcome to the room of requirement.
It looks great. Obviously, you can grow your plants over there. So now this looks like a Niffler statue here to the left. To the right, it looks like a pile of mud, or it could be one of the giant toads that sometimes the choir uses. I don't know. And then you get a better look at the vivariums. So obviously you got the one we see later on that grows huge in size here in the center. And then off to the right, we get this sort of misty, I don't know, vivarium here. And then over here you got what looks like kind of a nocturnal vivarium with some sort of glowing plants hanging down there. I don't know. Looks great though.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the room.
So here's another view. Some crazy plants growing here and all over here. And there's like a pitchfork off to the left with hay bales. Like just messing with hay. Like what is that going to do? I don't know.
Requirement.
Huh? Setting up a little potion station here. Yeah, T-shaped potion station with 3 burners, so you can presumably make 3 potions at a time. There's a whole bunch of different choices of these tables down below. I love all the customization options. This little contraption here, not sure what it does. Then obviously this we've seen before in that evil shop. I think it's called Borgin and Burke's in the movie. I think we've seen this before. But let's keep going.
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense
Dittany, Mandrake. So there's a Mandrake right there. As you can see, it's got an ugly little face there on it. Let me change that for you. So right up there. Yeah, right there, Mandrake. And then there's your invisibility potion.
What you need, and then provides it for you.
So you just can keep refilling, which I think is cool.
Since you need to catch up to your peers.
Ooh, and then you can plant stuff. You got a venomous tentacula. This plant is highly venomous and attacks prey with creeping spiked vines. It should only be handled by experienced herbologists. The leaves are valuable and are used in potion making.
The room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants,
and they
brew
grow
potions,
fast,
and upgrade your gear.
You can make your own storms, upgrade your gear. There was fertilizer in that last thing. This looks like the room of requirement because of all just the random stuff hanging around. And these floating lanterns look great.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps
Deke.
you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
Vivariums house magical beasts, as they said.
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize.
So, and then this is presumably inside the vivariums, which is just like a magic room that looks like the outside that is just magically expansive. And you can just put a house out here. And then I guess they said you can have your magical beasts here.
This space to reflect.
You're using Moonstone to purchase it to put it here.
Your personality and magical
looks amazing.
Specialties.
Look at all these things. There's a little pumpkin patch. Is that like a magical beehive or something? I don't know. Looks great. There's a cat. A magical cat, looks like. I don't know. Looks like it could be a magical cat. Doesn't quite look normal. Beyond the castle walls. All right. Look at this. You're just flying around on a hippogriff's back, and there's a dragon just flying towards you. That's going to be a thing? You're going to be flying around, and you're going to be able to, a dragon might chase you while you're flying? I don't know. This dragon doesn't seem to be mad, but maybe they will be mad? I don't know.
Not everything you need on your journey is a
Hogsmeade Station. Obviously, we know this is where the train ends. The train to Hogwarts. I love the look.
Available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village.
Here's the entrance of Hogsmeade, the village itself. Love the look.
Of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
Okay. So right here, we're inside the village of Hogsmeade. It looks great. This is obviously a nighttime thing. The only thing I wonder is how interactable are the NPCs? Because we've seen stuff like in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you literally can target an NPC and you have 3 dialogue choices. Not that you can enter into like some long dialogue, but like you can say something brief to them. Will that be the case here? Probably not. But they'll probably interact with you according to, like, if you shoot off a spell, people will probably react and stuff like that. But if you look to the left, there's a little dot here, a little diamond above this axe. And that diamond usually is something where if you walk up close to it, it changes into a button that you have to press to interact with the axe and stump. So can you just cut some firewood right there and add it to the fire? I mean, who knows? This kind of looks like there's leaves in the ground over here, or is that money? I don't know. Shops, we got shops.
Potion ingredients and recipes.
Love the look.
To see.
What are all these things here? I don't know what that is. Wingweld, a potion that aids in healing and restores a bit of the drinker's health. It can be brewed at a potion station. Love it. There's like eggs, mushrooms, what look like blueprints to spells. I don't know, man. Looks great.
Seeds for magical plants.
All right, we've got an outfit shop. This one right here. Look at his hat. That's my hat. That's the hat. I'm going to have that hat. It looks like you're wearing the top of a mushroom. I don't care. It looks pretty awesome.
But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side.
There's this guy
again. A band
again.
of dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts.
So what is this area? Some sort of ruin. Like, I mean, obviously it's run down and ruined, and there's plants growing in it. There's a cool statue over here to the right. You're dueling some bad wizards, and there's some sort of crazy door with a sun and a moon motif. Probably part of some sort of puzzle you have to figure out to unlock it. Entrance to a dungeon, maybe? We'll have to wait and see. I love the Accio. And look how they just flip around in the air as you're like hitting them with stuff. Dude, it looks so much fun. The one thing that we haven't really seen, which it's got to be a part of the game, is like you Accio them to you, you pull them towards you, and then just throw them into the other guy. Like, I wonder if you can do that. We haven't really seen them do that, but we have seen them like pull them towards you and then throw them back. We'll see.
Or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world.
Here's another view of the castle here. Looks great. This is more of like a grand silhouette of it. Looks fantastic. I mean, come on. This is a fully realized Hogwarts. And as much as people want it to look like the movie version wasn't fully realized until like the 5th movie, where they actually, I could be totally wrong, but I know that in the 1st and 2nd movie, they filmed in a lot of different real locations of a bunch of different castles. And then, stitched it all together to make it seem like it was, all the same castle. And it wasn't until like the later movies where they actually did a full 3D render of the castle and the grounds, even though movie to movie, the locations don't always line up. You know what I mean? Like in the 1st and 2nd movie, Hagrid's hut was close to the castle, where in the 3rd one, it was quite a ways away from the castle. There's a whole thing. And then the Whomping Willow location changed in the movie. So this is a fully realized grounds and castle where everything is where it needs to be, and you can go explore it. And I am so excited to experience that for the first time. It's going to be amazing.
Surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest.
Love it.
As the school year progresses,
so this is important.
Dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine.
This looks great.
Or coat the ground
clearly. But the one thing is, as he said, as the school year progresses. So I imagine this is going to be a lot like Spider-Man PS4, where the time of day and the seasons changes based on where you are in the story, right? So we're starting out as a 5th year, so presumably we're going to have 3 years in school. So we might have 3 sets of season changes, and then we go out into the world to do stuff. Who knows if the game stretches that far? It probably does. But so as you progress through the story and do things, the season and the time of day will change based on what missions you're on, right? Because that's the way Spider-Man did it, and I think that's what makes sense here. The time of day may change dynamically just as you explore, but it also might change, from the missions as well. Because like in Spider-Man, you could stay on one in between 2 missions for as long as you want, and it'd always stay at like evening, But we'll have to wait and see. Is it possible you could be playing as Dumbledore? It's possible, but I don't think that they'll make you Dumbledore unless like that's the big twist, because you can be a girl or a boy, and obviously we know that Dumbledore is a boy. So you can choose to be. I think the better theory is, will we meet a child Dumbledore? That's I think that's more possible, because we know that Dumbledore was a redhead. He was at Hogwarts around this time, maybe late 1800s. So it's possible, but we'll have to wait and see, Sliveran. I don't know.
Snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside.
See, that's cool. So you can be flying around and you run across just a random village that's not even like marked. Like there's Hogsmeade Village, which is a big village, but this is just like 2 or 3 houses out in the middle of nowhere.
Each with vendors and residents.
Love it. Vendors and residents. Like there's a kid jumping in the background or something. This is like some sort of potion stall or something. There's some sort of weird thing over here. I don't know what that is, but I wonder what would be different about going out here to these potion sellers if they just all have unique things.
Stories to tell.
I don't know what shop this is. It's got a picture of a unicorn. Is this like a magical beast wares type of shop? I don't know. There's a cool little owl sitting right there. Love that.
And missions with which they could use your assistance.
This looks like a mini game.
Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself.
Magic puzzles that may have been designed by Merlin? And they just mentioned while he was at Hogwarts. So Merlin learned magic at Hogwarts. So magic is much older than Merlin. I love that. That just sounds so cool to me.
Magical beasts roam
I don't know what these are, but this obviously looks like it's in a dungeon. I don't know the names of these, but they look awesome. Giant frogs with wood growing out of the back. And that looks like a chest over there, or maybe a sarcophagus. A sarcophagi.
Inside the castle walls,
They've been
some
corrupted
have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of...
So they're obviously those are moon calves, and you're sucking one into a suitcase, sort of like Newt's
If you're feeling
Commander.
benevolent, you can rescue
Fantastic
them
Beasts.
and restore them to health in the room of...
Here's some Thestrals, and we can see them. Because the big thing with Thestrals, as all you fans know, is that you can only see them if you've seen like somebody die in front of you. Like you had to experience death. So we've experienced death. So what is our backstory? Are our parents dead? What's going on?
Requirement.
But I love these creatures. And they just said you can bring some of these creatures back to the Room of Requirement to put in the vivariums to rehabilitate them. Sort of like Newt's Commander. Love it. I'm going to get them all. Gotta catch them all.
There are dangers beyond your understanding.
This is in Gringotts Bank. Love it.
Standing in the world as well.
Here's some more Inferi looking things.
Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
So this is kind of really important. My question is, the class are chosen or random? I don't know. I think my honest thoughts of that, and this is going to change. I mean, as we learn more, my thoughts are going to change, as you get information. But I think right now what's going to happen is you get sorted into your house, whether it's going to be some sort of questionnaire that you have to answer and then it sorts you, or you just get to choose. We don't know. Either way would be fine, or both. Like if you want to choose, you can choose. And then if you want to just let it choose for you, you can let it do that as well. We'll have to wait and see. But in the movies, you can influence the hat's decision. So in the books, so maybe you can do that here as well. But this is important because it's alluding to like a dark and light system. It may not be hugely in depth, but you can go down a darker path and learn the unforgivable curses. And as we all know, Avada Kedavra is the killing curse. You hit somebody with that, instant death. So that's kind of cool. My bad, redacting. Still learning. No worries, Fernando, man. I'm glad you're in here.
Master spell.
What is this? Is this water? Like, what am I walking through here?
Befriend new allies.
This is a cool looking goblin dude. Where are we right now? This looks like Hogsmeade. Or like, what is that? This might be the tavern where they met to first discuss the resistance, like Dumbledore's resistance army or whatever. Because they got the hog, and I know there's like a hog tavern. I can't remember the name. It's not the Three Broomsticks, I don't think. It's something, Hogshead, something like that.
Ice. Journey across a land.
Was that butterbeer? Hang on.
Master spells. Befriend.
Are they drinking butterbeer right here? That would be sick. I want to drink butterbeer in the game. I want to drink that.
New allies. Journey across a landscape.
Okay, what are these bones? What was that thing? Is that a dragon or some sort of sea creature? I want to know.
Escape never seen before. Uncover ancient.
What is that? I don't know.
Secrets. Combat mystical threats.
Yeah.
Learn long forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be. As you leave your
another view of Hogwarts. Here's like a gate surrounding another courtyard here. This might be the one we were walking through in that previous scene.
Unique mark on the wizarding world.
There's this dragon creature. It could just be a dragon or it could be called something else in this world. I don't remember, but it looks cool. It's got those crazy horns coming out the sides of its head and the top. Love it.
Here in Hogwarts Legacy.
Dude, it can't come soon enough, I swear. I will be getting this on the PS5 because that will probably be the most beautiful on there. My PC is not that good. My PC can't do 4K, but the PS5 can. So.
Behind the game.
So, I just want to quickly go through these concept art that they're about to go through real quick. Just a quick look. We've done pretty much the whole breakdown. The game looks great. All the things they put in it, there's so much they're stuffing in here, it seems like. And we don't even know if, like, is Quidditch going to be there? Obviously, they're adding the unforgivable curses, which is going to be crazy. I don't know how the other ones are going to work. Especially like the Imperious Curse, which is just lets you control people. I don't know. There's the Torture Curse. Listen, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So, let's go. Anyways, that trailer, great. Loved it. Here's another quick view here. This was in that first trailer, I believe. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, so you get a better layout here. So as you can see, you've got the greenhouses here in the front of where we're looking. That circular fountain area is here to the right, and then beyond that is where the Quidditch is, right there. So that is cool. And then obviously there's the path to get up to the owlry there. But I love it. I love it. Now we know how to get to the Quidditch. You just go beyond the little circular fountain area. Cool.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Yeah. So we looked at that.
And give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Okay. There's some... So that's like a painting that's probably going to be in it. Is that like a... That's like Death Wizard riding a thestral? That's cool. Another one is a hippogriff. I don't know what that would be called. A Hydra dragon creature with 4 legs? I don't know. Well, there's a wand there. Is this Rowena Ravenclaw, maybe? Ooh, hang on. These are going quick. I'm going to try and stop it right there. Okay. Concept of the castle. It looks pretty much exactly like this. So I love the way they did that. Wonder what that's going to be. Like this big rock spire area. Concept art of... Is this Hogsmeade? There's got like Zonkos here. And obviously, I didn't mention it, but there's an area in this trailer where we actually see an Ollivander's shop, but we're in Hogsmeade. So that makes me think we're not going to see Diagon Alley. I could be wrong, but there was an Ollivander's right there in Hogsmeade, which I don't know if that's the way it also was in the book, if there was 2 shops or what. But there was one in Hogsmeade, so I wonder if we're just going to go to Hogsmeade to get our stuff and then go to school, or if we indeed will go through Diagon Alley. I don't know, because this is clearly not Diagon Alley, because Diagon Alley is in the city. I guess it could be, but I think it is. This is also Hogsmeade, maybe. But they got a cool, like, candlelit Christmas tree looking thing there. I love the way this looks. Who is this? I don't know who that is. I like it. There's some house elves, students.
The lore of the Wizarding World is
dungeon
already
area.
so rich.
A werewolf? Or an animagus, maybe, with some old school wizard looking people?
And all we had to do was
I love this
harness
art.
those elements.
This artwork's pretty good.
Build a game out of it.
There's a
The
scene from a
movies,
movie,
the
obviously.
books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts.
So is he a Hufflepuff? Because they're showing the house symbols next to their names. Wait, I didn't notice that before. So this guy's a Hufflepuff?
It makes me put in so much more detail.
So on the Harry Potter fan club, whatever website, the official Pottermore, whatever it's called, I was sorted into Gryffindor. So I'm technically a Gryffindor according to that. After you do the questionnaire on there, it'll tell you what house you should be in. So I got Gryffindor. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just telling you that's what I got into. And my Patronus was like a horse, according to that as well.
Into this game.
I wonder if they'll have Patronuses in this game. We have seen in the previous trailer there are Dementors, so there should be Patronus. We'll see, though. Anyways, we've got a shadow pointer, a light tower. So this, you remember seeing that door with sun and moon symbols on it? Well, we've got a light tower there's a blue and a yellow tower. This could be the moon symbol light thing you need to line up. A tundra gate. This could be part of that. Who knows? We missed one, but I don't think there was much on there. Here's a little village. Is this going to be the little magical village we can come across? Again, this is all concept art, but it'll be interesting to see how it turns out in the game. Cool little fountain with constellations on it. Cool trees and stuff. Whoa, there could be children. You can't talk about your Patronus. Okay, what is this? Is this the Whomping Willow? It doesn't quite look like... I mean, it's got that same twisty nature. It could be. Or it's at least concept art for it. Is this the hole to the Shrieking Shack? Who knows? Some statues there we just missed. Here's like an image of like the carriage rides to the castle itself. Another concept of the castle. I love the way that looks. So this one is more traditional from what we've seen of like the movies because it's not quite as intricate. It doesn't have all those ornate looking balconies and stuff like that. So I'm really glad they added a ton of details to the castle exterior to make it really look fantastic. It always has, but they just really outdid themselves, in my opinion, on the castle. But yeah, this is like a more traditional look to it, which I mean, yes,
we really
I
want
love
to
it.
make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore
for the books, and then is really just the perfect handshake between the two.
Got some swampy areas. Another little statue area. I don't know.
Just the discovery of like seeing
Yep. Really
things
cool
portrayed
concept
for the
art.
first time, maybe.
Some grap horns next to a chicken in a little pen here. That's interesting. It says something Jags on there. Supplies, veterinary supplies. Interesting.
They've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get
to create this amazing AAA.
Be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there.
View of the owlry.
But the final question that fans ask is what's
another castle concept. This one more akin to what the game actually looks like. So it's interesting to see how their concept art evolved to create how the castle was going to look and everything like that. And this is obviously the Black Lake where there's mer people, which is just so fascinating. I'm so fascinated by all the magical creatures. I just love learning about them.
Beyond that? What's beyond?
What is this? Like all these grass greenhouse looking things half buried in the ground next to this tree. Like what location is this?
On the Forbidden Forest.
I mean, obviously it's concept art. It may not even be in the game, but I would hope that they took inspiration from all of it and made something in the game.
Hogsmeade. What's beyond the Black Lake if we start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Okay. Is this can't be the full map, can it? I don't know, but where would the castle be? I don't even see the castle on this map. Maybe this is the castle? The castle's by this lake or by this lake? I don't know. Obviously, this is a concept for the map, but it looks like it's going to be pretty darn big. I mean, it's probably not going to break any records, but it's it's going to be a good size. Ooh.
South, and we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Catch that. Here we go. That's a cool looking location. That looks cool. Little lava type area. Like we kind of saw this view before, especially that like ruin. Yeah. This is like they directly modeled the landscape area after this. We saw this the first time we saw the guy riding the broomstick because there was that little pointed landmass next to the water and these exact looking castle ruins there. Interesting.
We were creating a real...
So if they really took from the concept art like that, then a lot of what we just seen is going to be in the game.
Palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are...
This looks like a still from the game.
A new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual.
We tell them the game is
make our own
1800 that's their magic, stronghold of ancient magic. And the avatar, the player,
got some old
has
text.
the ability to sense it.
Skip forward a little bit.
Rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times.
Common rooms again.
Every time
we
start with a new feature, we dig into that, and then beyond, we
being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal.
Concept department head. That guy was like the head of the concept art. So he had a big influence on what the final product was.
Design.
Obviously. And yeah, the common room looks just like this.
Piece that nobody has ever seen before.
There's
the Hufflepuff
common room.
You know, as a Hufflepuff.
That we know that fans will recognize certain names, but mostly...
What is this room? Divination or something?
It's going to be an entirely new
Swampy
wizarding
area?
world that no one's ever experienced.
There's those like weird ruins there. I don't know. Ancient ruins.
When people engage in...
Like, what is this castle embedded in the rocks?
In the wizarding world.
So cool.
What's the one anchor? Like,
my new dog shit your cell Uh-oh.
What's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds
cleaner.
all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft.
So you see from the movie, the castle, I mean, it looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But like they added so much more intricate, ornate details to all the spires and everything in the game, which I think is very welcome.
Wizardry is really what binds it all.
Yeah, see, I mean, compared to that, there's so many more little spires, so many more windows, little details, some buttresses here. Yeah.
To bring Hogwarts
looks
to
great.
life,
Love it. I freaking love it.
As everybody
I
knows,
don't know
Hogwarts
how
is
to
huge.
describe
Now we need to know
it.
exactly how this passage
I
connects to
love
this
it.
passage for
Okay,
game.
sorry.
Because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, the setting has so many little secrets and
I'm
passageways
excited.
and rooms in this castle.
Places that recreate those very important
That looks like the room of requirement, or maybe that's a secret passage or a different room altogether.
Locations.
That could be the third floor, the forbidden third floor. That could be the Ravenclaw office. It looks like an office nobody's been in for a long time.
And then there's these other places
Concept art.
that are
I
only
don't know.
mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
World is very hard to do because got into those
There's
details.
that ruin
and
again,
Studied
interesting.
history, studied architecture.
I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
I
The
love
community
that.
is absolutely
I
going
can't
to love
wait to do
Hogwarts
that.
Legacy.
It's gonna be so fun.
Get that lit
Yes.
at Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
All right, y'all. I think that's it.
So grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
That is so cool. Well, the bottom line is the game looks great to me. You know, I think we're going to hear some people say it doesn't look as good as it should. I think it looks fantastic. The graphics look great. The castle looks great. I think everything is going to look pretty good by the time it comes out. It looks like they're taking this time to, shore up the menus and, polish it up. We'll see. I mean, and again, holiday 2022. What does that mean? It could be November or December. It'll probably be around Christmas. I mean, as soon as they say holiday, it's like, okay, it's a Christmas title. That's what it makes me think of. But we'll see. We'll see the way they go. We're going to have to wait. I don't like to wait. I want it now. It looks so fun. But we'll see. They're probably going to reveal more before it launches. I mean, obviously, they're going to start ramping up the marketing the closer it gets to launch. But we'll see if we see more at E3. We may, around E3, whatever PlayStation is doing for that. I think PlayStation is one of the ones that goes away from being at E3 itself, and they kind of do their own presentation, sort of a la Nintendo, even though Nintendo does it during E3, whatever. But yeah, I can't wait to see more and just play it. It looks fantastic. So there you go, y'all. That is my deep dive of the 14-minute trailer and reaction. And I can't wait to play this. In 1 week, you're going to start streaming Elden Ring. I got the game. I just don't have the time to live stream. It's okay. Okay. Before I end it, just a little bit of what's going on here for you guys, because you guys are always here. I always say, like, I want to play through all of this, but the reality is I just don't have a lot of time that I can work with to be able to do stuff like that. So, like, Triangle Strategy, I haven't had time the past few days to do a proper live stream, so I just haven't. And it really affects the gameplays, obviously, because I'm trying to keep it going to play through the game quickly, because I can also only play for a couple hours a night because I work long hours, so I have to be able to work the long hours. And so doing this as a hobby, I just don't have a lot of time. So what I think I'm going to do more appropriately is just preview games, play it as long as I think I need to play it to preview it for you guys, and you guys can experience me playing it and my reaction or whatever. And then I'll move on to the next game. But I don't think I can safely do full playthroughs unless it's just going to be like a one video a week, because there's just not enough time, So I think, and I'll probably do pre-recorded playthroughs of classic games. Like I want to play through Chrono Trigger because I never played through that. I want to continue my playthrough of Skies of Arcadia, which I was posting once a week, but I've dropped off. I want to get back into that. So I think it's hard for me to do full playthroughs of games. So as much as I wanted to continue like Triangle Strategy, I probably won't, because that's a long game. It would take me like 2-3 months to get through it at the pace that I can. So I think I'm more of like a game preview channel at this point. Maybe if I get more time to do these things, I can do just these long live streams and play through a game relatively quickly. And because also being restricted to a couple hours of gameplay of the game a day, I want to play it more, so it's hard to be patient. But that's just on me. But anyways, y'all, so that's what's going on. And I got a sound complaint. That's another thing. I got a sound complaint, so now I bought a bunch of soundproofing stuff for the doors and the walls, so that hopefully I can dampen my noise. Because sometimes I yell, and it's just too loud apparently for these people. So I got to soundproof the room better. There's a whole thing I'm working on. So anyways, thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here for the dissection of the 14 minutes of gameplay for Hogwarts. That looks absolutely fantastic. Day one purchase for me. I'll probably buy the special edition, which I never do. And we'll go from there. So anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining me today for this reaction / deep dive. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Mike. Do the 3 main things. Stay safe, be safe, get safe, protect yourself, protect your family, protect your friends. Just be safe out there. It's a crazy world we live in. And if you like this video, just, click the like button. And if you want to leave a comment, I love to read all the comments. For those of you that weren't in the live chat, you can leave a comment after the fact. I love to read them and respond. Let's have a conversation about this. I can't talk enough about it, so let's go. So leave your comments down below. And if you want to continue my coverage on this game, just subscribe. Because if they put out more content, I'm going to display it, because that's how excited I am for this game. Not every game gets this sort of attention from me, but certain games will, like this, because I am an ultra fan of this content, of Harry Potter in general. So, anyways, without any more deliberation, or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to end the video. My name is Mike. This is The Delicious Goodness, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye. Wait, let me read some of these comments. In 1 week, okay. It's my video game and I want it now. Who's the J.G. Wentworth of games? That's funny. Whatever you post or stream, I'll try and be there for. Thank you, Sliverant. That means a lot, man. You're definitely what I would call like my old reliable. You know what I mean? Like you being there, I love seeing you in here just every time, Sliverant. You're pretty awesome. Fernando, you're awesome too. You've been there a lot too. And everyone in here, thank you so much. Everyone watching live, thank you so much as well. And everyone watching after the fact, thank you. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to leave because I don't want to say, but it's okay. My name is Mike, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye. I love you. No, but I do. You're awesome. Everyone. I love everyone. Thank you very much. Bye.